I told my father that his punishment is the family name will die with him. Now he's furious, and the whole family is involved. Oh, Ada? When I, 35M, was 5 years old, my father walked out on me, my mother, and my sister. Mom couldn't handle it and had a mental breakdown which led to my grandparents legally adopting me, and my sister, which obviously changed our last name. All good, right? Well, it would have been if not for the fact that my grandfather was extremely abusive towards me, and only me because my grandmother always protected my sister. So from ages 5 to 11 I constantly had to hide weeping welts on my back and legs by wearing a hoodie or jacket and long pants in the hot Alabama summer. This led to a lot of resentment towards my mother and father, who made the decision to sign me over to this monster. Well, when I was 11, my grandfather had a stroke which led to me moving back to Michigan with my mom. And things slowly got better in a way. See, the years of abuse, as well as wonderful genetics, thanks Mom and Dad, had left me with a lot of trauma and mental health issues, STAPS, schizoaffective disorder, bipolar type, BEPT, chronic anxiety and insomnia, but I slowly started to put myself back together with some help from a few special people. When I was 13, my father reached out and asked if I would consider seeing him again, and I agreed, and over the years we slowly rebuilt some semblance of a relationship. Fast forward 10 years and my first son is born, and my father asks if I would be willing to change my last name back to my birth name and change my son's last name, and I said no. He was upset but dropped it, until 3 years later when my second son was born, and my father asked again if I would be willing to change mine and my children's last name. Again I said no. Finally, fast forward to 2021, and my father is diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic and liver cancer, and chemo is not working. So again my father comes to me and says he is dying and how important it is to pass on the family name, and begging me to change mine and my son's last names, to which I respond that while I love him very much and am glad he got to be part of my children's lives, the family name would die with him, and that was his punishment for abandoning me to years of hell. And that if I were going to change my name, it would be to my stepdad's last name, since he was more of a parent than my father ever was. So at this my father just said I see in a sad voice before telling me that he loves me and he's sorry for everything before hanging up. A week later my stepmom calls me to tell me that my father had passed away, and she came home from work to find him dead on the stairs. That conversation about my last name was the last conversation I had with my father, and I still have very conflicting thoughts about it. So, Ida? Next story. I went to a restaurant and refused to pay for my drinks. Now everyone's calling me out, and I don't think I did anything wrong. Myself and a few family members went to a local restaurant for the first time. We made our food order and then were asked if we wanted drinks. We are all non-alcohol drinkers, so each ordered a soft drink. So we were waiting a fairly long time for the food. So at the 30-minute point, we were informed something was wrong with certain machinery in the kitchen, and they are trying to fix it. On another 15 minutes later, we were told it couldn't be fixed, and therefore the food we wanted couldn't be made. Some limited items could be made, but none of what we ordered was possible. If it told them we would leave then, and then we are asked to pay for the drinks we had ordered. At this point, each person had half consumed their glass of soft drink due to the long wait. I refused to pay this as we had visited for the food, not the drinks, and had we known no food would be served, we wouldn't have ordered drinks. If I wanted a night out purely to consume soft drinks, I would have gone to the supermarket where it would have cost me a fifth of the price. To this, the restaurant said they could offer me was 10% off the next visit, but I simply told them I wasn't going to pay a penny, and they eventually gave up debating and just told us to go. So Ida, or was I justified in not paying? Next story. I refused to pay for my girlfriend's birthday dinner, and now she's upset. Was I really in the wrong for saying no? So it was my girlfriend's birthday last week, and she decided to have a birthday dinner over the weekend, and invited her friends, and some family that lived nearby. It was a good time and we all thoroughly enjoyed ourselves. At the end of the night, it came time to pay the bill and everyone just started to pack up and leave. I thought they forgot about the bill, so I called them all back, but my girlfriend said that I should let them go. So I stupidly thought she had saved up to pay the bill, but no, she expected me to pay it. She said that I easily make more than anyone there and I should just cover it as a birthday gift. She said this like it was a small bill. The bill, translating to USD, was $550. Obviously a lot of money. This is so much money, most of the cost was alcohol, which I had 1 glass of wine, because I still had to drive. So I said no, paid for my share and my girlfriend, and the tip and left. That really soured my mood. When we got back to my place, my girlfriend was a bit tipsy and wanted to stay up, but I just said I was tired and went to bed. I avoided her on Sunday and I woke up early before her to go to the office today and have just been ignoring her messages. Some of our friends are saying I shouldn't be mad because it's not even that much for me, because I make a 6-figure salary. I still don't think it was fair to spring that on me though. The thing is, I wouldn't have had a problem had she just asked. But the fact that she made it a surprise just irked me. I'm thinking that perhaps I'm too caught up on the principle of the issue rather than the actions themselves. Next story. I lied to my boyfriend about what I gave him for dessert. Now he's furious, and I'm wondering if I really messed up. Hi, so I, 24F, have a boyfriend, 24M. I'm from Poland and he's from Spain. Since we met almost 1 year ago, he never tried any Polish food that me or my family prepared for him. If he just said no thanks, I would be fine. But he always comments on how disgusting it is, asks how could we even eat that, and he gags for the whole meal. He never even tried that food. We argued about it a few times because I think that his behavior is unacceptable, but he said that this food is just horrible, and he's allowed to have preference. 4 days ago at a family dinner when my mom asked him if he would like some golapki, Google translates it as a cabbage rolls. Not sure if it's the same thing, he once again gauged, covered his mouth, and said that he could never eat that. So I was furious with him and told him to apologize. He refused and there was a tense mood throughout the rest of the lunch. After lunch it was time for a dessert. My mom made sernik, which is similar to cheesecake, but it's made with cottage cheese. My boyfriend refused to try that before, but this time my mom covered it in chocolate, so it looked a little different. When he asked what's that, I quickly said that it's some store-bought cake. My family didn't correct me, and we all ate in peace. My boyfriend even took a second piece. He asked where we bought that. Then I told him that it's sernik that my mom made with cottage cheese. He looked at me a little confused and then told my mom it is good. I was happy with the result of my little lie, but on our way home he started yelling at me. How could I humiliate him like that in front of my family, and how could I lie about what he's going to eat, when he already told me that it's disgusting? I asked him what his problem was because he liked the cake, but he said that I didn't respect him and his boundaries and he's not talking to me until I apologize. It's been 4 days he's not answering my messages and I'm having doubts if he's right. Ida? He's not allergic, doesn't have any intolerance, and he isn't on diet that would made him not to eat a sernik too.